a nation divided, economic upheaval. Section 2. Economic upheaval. The Vietnam War had a significant impact on the American economy. The cost of fighting a protracted war in a distant land put a tremendous strain on the nation's finances. President Lyndon B. Johnson's decision to fund the war without raising taxes contributed to a surge in inflation, eroding the purchasing power of American families. The war effort also diverted resources from domestic programs such as President Johnson's Great Society initiatives, which aimed to combat poverty and inequality. As the war dragged on, these social programs faced funding cuts, hindering their effectiveness and fueling social unrest. The economic strain caused by the war led to growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the economy. It also contributed to a decline in public morale and a sense of disillusionment with the government's priorities. The economic consequences of the Vietnam War were felt long after the fighting ended. The war left a legacy of economic instability, high inflation, and a growing national debt, the effects of which continue to be debated by economists today. The Vietnam War served as a catalyst for the counterculture movement of the 1960s. Young Americans, disillusioned by the war and what they perceived as the hypocrisy of the government, sought to create a new social order based on peace, love, and individual expression. This counterculture movement manifested itself in various ways. Music, particularly rock and folk music, became a powerful form of protest and a vehicle for expressing anti-war sentiments. Artists like Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Jimi Hendrix became icons of the counterculture, their music giving voice to a generation's discontent. The counterculture also embraced alternative lifestyles, challenging traditional social norms and values. Communal living, experimentation with drugs, and a rejection of materialism became hallmarks of the movement. The counterculture movement, fueled by opposition to the Vietnam War, left an indelible mark on American society. It challenged established norms, sparked a cultural revolution, and continues to influence American culture. The Vietnam War had a profound impact on American politics. The war's unpopularity and the growing anti-war movement created deep divisions within the American public and within the political establishment. The Democratic Party in particular was deeply divided over the war. The party's anti-war wing gained prominence, challenging the traditional foreign policy establishment and weakening the party's stance on Vietnam. The war also led to a decline in public trust in the government. Events like the Tet Offensive, which challenged the perception that the United States was winning the war, and the My Lai massacre, which exposed the horrors of war crimes committed by American soldiers, further eroded public support for the war and fueled skepticism towards the government's handling of the conflict. The political fallout from the Vietnam War was significant. It led to a loss of faith in the government, a shift in the political landscape, and a reassessment of America's role in the world. The Vietnam War had a profound impact on American art and culture. The war became a central theme in literature, film, music, and visual arts, as artists grappled with the war's complexities, its moral ambiguities, and its lasting impact on American society. Films like Apocalypse Now, Platoon, and Full Metal Jacket offered unflinching depictions of the war's brutality and psychological toll on soldiers. These films challenged traditional narratives of war, exposing the darkness and moral compromises inherent in conflict. Literature also grappled with the Vietnam experience. Works like Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried and Philip Caputo's A Rumor of War offered personal, introspective accounts of the war, exploring the psychological impact of combat and the challenges of returning home. The Vietnam War left an enduring legacy on American art. It inspired a generation of artists to confront the war's complexities, giving voice to the experiences of those who fought in Vietnam and those who opposed it. The Vietnam War left an indelible mark on American society, its scars still visible today. The war reshaped American foreign policy, leading to a reluctance to engage in protracted military interventions abroad. It also fueled a deep skepticism towards government authority and a questioning of American exceptionalism. The war's legacy continues to be debated and reevaluated. Memorials like the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., stand as solemn reminders of the war's human cost. The war's impact on veterans, many of whom struggled with physical and psychological wounds, continues to be a pressing concern. The Vietnam War was a watershed moment in American history. Its legacy is complex and multifaceted, a reminder of the human cost of war, the importance of peace, and the enduring power of the human spirit.